Hola chicos y bienvenidos a Grammar Talks with Senora Smith. Today we are taking a look at el imperfecto. This does not mean that our tense is imperfect in any way, it's just its name. And we're taking a little exploration into the past. The imperfect tense. Here will be a reminder to get out our pencil and paper and to take as thorough of notes as possible. I am going to be checking these notes in class, so make sure that you've done the best job that you can. The imperfect tense is used to talk about things that someone used to do in the past, what things were like, a description of things or people, and how things used to be. Sometimes we can use this little cheat verb called soler. Soler essentially means used to. So if we put soler in the imperfect form in front of any infinitive verb, it will tell us what someone used to do in the past. For example, yo solía comer helado todos los días. I used to eat ice cream every day. Nosotros salíamos ir a España cada verano. We used to go to Spain every summer. Frecuentemente tú solías salir con su novia. You used to go out with your girlfriend. We can use this. Typically, people use soler when they really want to emphasize it's what you used to do. But we can talk about the past without using this verb as well. Our imperfect tense is going to describe the past, but not a specifically one-time event, like I went to a concert. It usually refers to things that have happened repeatedly or provide a description of someone in the past. The following words are helpful words, or what we sometimes call triggers, that let us know we're probably going to use the imperfect tense when we're describing something. For example, a menudo means often. So I often ate pizza. A veces, sometimes we went swimming. Anytime you put cada in front of a time sequence, so cada día, cada mes, cada verano, cada año, it's referring to a time that you did something over and over, every day, every month. So it lets us know that it's a repetition. We're probably going to use the imperfect tense. De vez en cuando, from time to time, I went to my grandma's house. Siempre, a classic one. I always played soccer with my friends. Generalmente, generally. Frecuentemente, frequently. Por un rato, for a while. Rato is like a little bit of time. Todo el tiempo, all the time. Muchas veces, a lot of the time, many times. Sorry, switch the English and Spanish on you here on this one. So those are all words that if we see them in a text and we're conjugating, we probably know we're going to use the imperfect tense. Or if we really want to let people know we're talking about a time in the past where we want to use the imperfect, those are important words to use and utilize. Senora, how do we conjugate this imperfect tense? Well, here we are with the AR verb. Let's start with AR, which I quite enjoy. Here we have our regular verb chart. And whenever we have an AR verb, we're going to slap an aba on. Aba, abas, aba, abamos, abais, and aban. This can make words sound a little funny, I think, especially when we have verbs like hablar, and we take off the AR ending and we add aba. Hablaba, hablabas, hablaba, hablábamos, hablabas, hablabais, and hablaban. This one sounds especially funny because hablar has an extra B in there, so it just sounds a little fun to say. The same with our verb trabajar. Trabajaba, trabajabas, trabajaba, trabajábamos, trabajáis. Trabajabais, trabajaban. So it makes the words a little big, but every AR verb is going to end this way. Senora, why is the yo and the la usted the same? How will we know? Context. Really in English, all of our verbs are the same. I play, you play. Well, she plays. We had an S. But we figure out who's doing the action by providing the subject pronoun. and context. Okay, now let's take a peek at the ER, IR verbs. Also not super complicated, but instead of the aba, we're going to add an ia. Ia, and always the I has an accent. So ia, ias, ia, iamos, iais, ian. And any verb that ends in ER or IR, we don't have to change the stem at all. We're just going to take off the ending and add the ias. So for example, comer, comía, comías, comía, comíamos, comíais, comían. Great. Now, vivir, to live, it's going to look exactly the same. Vivía, vivías, vivía, vivíamos, vivíais, vivían. Wow. Excelente. So easy. Yes. But we do have some irregulares, but very few. Most tenses have a lot of irregulars. The imperfect has the least amount of irregulars, I think, of any verb tense in Spanish. And there are classic friends, ser. Ser's always doing something weird. It is the most used verb in Spanish. So because people use this verb a lot, it tends to change over time. Yo era, tú eras, él y usted era, nosotros éramos, vosotros erais, and ustedes eran. A classic. Our other most used verb, ir. So this one gets a little tricky because you're used to putting a V. Voy, vas, va, vamos, blah, blah, blah. But here, no V. We're using an I. Iba. Iba, ibas, iba. Íbamos. Be careful, there's a little accent on the I there. Ibais and iban. But really, those two are most unique looking. We do have one more verb, ver. Now, technically, ver kind of follows the pattern. It looks normal, right? Ia, ias, ia, iamos, iais, ian. But normally, the rule is that we cut the ER off and just add the ending. That would leave us with via, viais. But we wanted to have veia. So this is irregular because we keep the little e in there. But otherwise, it follows the pattern. If you can remember these endings, the imperfect tense is going to be a dream for you. So be sure to write those down and practice them. We'll practice more in class, don't worry. But now you get a little oportunidad to practice those verb tenses now. So here, pay close attention. Esquiar, montar, estudiar, nadar, pagar. These all end in AR. So we're probably going to use the AR ending. Take a minute, practice those, and we'll go over the answers tomorrow in class. If you're totally stumped, send me an email. Then we're going to do a little practice here. Comer, correr, escribir, soler, abrir. All ER, IR verbs. Wow, these are probably all going to have the similar endings. So take a shot at that. And then our last practice page, we have 8 here, but they're all ir, ver, and ser. So this is a page of the irregulares. Well, chicos, that is all I have for today on Grammar Talks for the imperfect tense. We're going to keep playing with the imperfect in class, practicing it, speaking with it, writing with it. But for now, you have the basics. Have a great night.